A pleasant day, everyone. We are here to discuss preparedness and awareness about natural disasters and its related geologic events.
Our objectives are: we want to spread awareness on the risk of hazards caused by the geological phenomena and/or natural disasters. It is also to inform the people on why and how tsunami, earthquake, mountain, and volcano formation happens. We also want to spread on how should one prepare during these times. Lastly, we want to emphasize our given suggestions on how to mitigate the effects of the said geologic events.
According to OECD, earthquakes account for the majority of deaths from a range of natural disaster, which amounts to about 60,000 people a year worldwide, around 90% of which occur in developing countries. Most deaths on earthquake are related to collapsing or damage in buildings.
Can we give you a trivia? Did you know that 226,000 226,50,000 is the most highest number of death rate ever recorded in the year 2010 caused by the earthquake?
The National Earthquake Information Center now locates about 20,000 earthquakes around the globe each year, or approximately 55 per day.
What are geological events? Geological movement is a movement either in or below the surface of the earth. These events tend to create different geological features such as mountains, volcanoes, earthquakes, and tsunamis. This mostly happen in the Pacific Ring of Fire where most faults and plate movement occurs.
These are the 12 definition of terms. Number 1. Earthquake is the sudden movement of the Earth's tectonic plates caused by the passage of seismic waves through Earth's rocks and creates breaks and or fault on the ground. Next is volcano. Volcano is a mountain that opens downward to a pool of molten rock below the surface of the Earth. Then, volcanic eruption. It is a sudden occurrence of a violent discharge of steam and volcanic material or lava from a volcano. Next is tsunami. Tsunami is a large ocean wave usually caused by an underwater earthquake or a volcanic explosion. Crust. Crust is the outer portion of the Earth. Continental crust. The thick part of the Earth's crust not located under the ocean. Then oceanic crust. The thin part of the Earth's crust located under the oceans. Plate. Rigid sections of the lithosphere that move as a unit. Plate tectonics. A theory which suggests that the Earth's crust is made up of plates that interact in various ways, thus producing earthquakes, mountains, volcanoes, and other geologic features. Seismogram. Seismogram is a record made by a seismograph. Seismograph is a device used to record earthquake waves. And lastly, subduction. Subduction is an event in which a slab of rock crushed into the mantle.
There are different types of plate boundaries that causes different geologic events and/or natural disasters. Number 1. Convergent plate boundary. This occurs when two tectonic plates move away from each other, and magma rises from the Earth's mantle to the surface, solidifying to create new oceanic crust. The words that can identify these are diverging, moving away, and separating. Next is divergent plate boundary. It is a boundary produced when two plates slide past each other. Most transform faults are found in the ocean basin and connect offsets in the mid-ocean ridges. The words that can identify these are sliding fast and grinding.
Plate boundaries also have subtypes. Continental to continental leading plate, where two continental plates collide, move away, or slide past one another. It is the same with oceanic to oceanic and continental to oceanic convergence.
There are different kinds or types of geological events. It depends on what subtype of plate boundary occurs on the movement of plates. There are also different corresponding geological events and natural disaster happening.
In the mountain ranges or mountain folding, this is created when continental-continental convergence occurs. When the two continents collide or smash together, the other plate will subduct and this will create mountain ranges. Subduction. Subduction happens when oceanic convergence and continental oceanic convergence occurs. It is known as a process in which can only occur when there is a denser plate that will go beneath the other plate. Volcanic arc is created when oceanic convergence occurs. When oceanic and continental collide, the ocean plate will go under the continental and this will eventually trigger more melting that causes magma to erupt at the surface.
Different types of geological features. Rift valley are created when two continental plates diverge, while mid-ocean ridges occur when two oceanic plates move away from each other. And lastly, transform faults are created when oceanic to oceanic and continental to continental transform occurs.
Different natural disasters caused by plate movement. Number 1. Earthquake. This happens when there is a plate movement in convergence, divergence, and transform plate boundaries. And volcanic eruption. This happens when oceanic convergence and continental oceanic convergence occurs.
Tsunami. This happens when oceanic convergence and continental oceanic convergence occurs. Tsunami is a series of extremely long waves caused by a large and sudden displacement of the ocean. Usually, it is the result of an earthquake below or near the ocean floor.
What can we do to be prepared when we face this deadly situation?
One of you should do before, during, and after a geological event or natural disaster. Disclaimer: these natural disasters cannot be predicted when would they happen. The things we are going to discuss are just precautionary measures.
Earthquake.
Anatomy of an earthquake. We can recall from our previous years that earthquake is the shaking of ground. These are caused by sudden motions along faults or fractures in the Earth's crust. Fault is a fracture in the rocks that make up Earth's crust, while epicenter is the point at the surface of the Earth directly above the focus. Focus or the hypocenter is the point within the Earth where an earthquake rupture starts. Plates, plates are massive rocks that make up the outer layer of the Earth's surface and whose movement along faults to trigger earthquakes. Seismic waves are waves that transmit the energy released by an earthquake.
What to do before an earthquake? Step 1. Know the hazards. Always identify the safe areas and emergency exits in your home, school, or workplace. Number 2. Prepare and store. Assemble an emergency supply kit and make accessible at all times. And lastly, have a plan. Regularly practice the evacuation procedure. Then prepare a family communication plan and post-quake evacuation.
What to do during an earthquake? When inside an infrastructure, do drop, cover, and hold. Drop to the floor and crouch beneath a table. Protect your head and neck. Hold tight to your cover. When outside a building infrastructure or is walking, move to an open area. Stay away from the buildings and move to an open area without power lines or anything that might fall. When in the middle of the road and or the middle of driving, stop and stay inside the car. Pull over and stay inside the car until the earthquake stops.
You can also consider these advices to survive during an earthquake.
It's your choice to choose. If you choose Triangle of Life, this is a controversial theory by Doug Kopp, rescue expert, which teaches that objects like sofas, beds, desks, and other furniture get crushed or become compressed when a building or roof collapses. But next to them is a void, often in a triangular shape, which is a safe place in which to seek cover, ideally in the fetal position. Next is drop and cover. Drop and cover is also called drop, cover, and hold, or duck and cover. This is considered the safest method of earthquake survival according to most experts like Red Cross and FEMA.
In a multi-story building, lay down in a fetal position next to a bed, sofa, or a large bulky object. Indoors, drop to the floor, go under the desk table, and cover your head and neck.
After an earthquake, you should assess your situation by checking your family and neighbors if they are hurt and injured. If they are, we should treat them immediately. The second one is to establish communications, coordinate to others and check on them. If possible, send a message instead of calling. And lastly, we should be prepared for aftershocks.
Volcanic eruption.
Before a volcanic eruption, we should always remember that animals can often predict volcanic eruptions, so if you see animal acting strangely, be ready to evacuate. Watch the news or listen to the radio or announcements. Prepare food, water, flashlights, and masks in case of emergencies.
During a volcanic eruption, it is important to wear masks to avoid inhaling harmful chemicals like ash and sulfur. We should also stay in the evacuation center unless it is safe to go outside. Also, avoid low places because lava is more likely to flow in there.
This is what to do after a volcanic eruption. Wear a mask when going back to your house and when cleaning your house. Then wait for further announcements related to volcano activities. Lastly, check your house for damages to know if it is still safe for you to live in.
Tsunami.
What is a tsunami? These are large ocean waves generated by major earthquakes beneath the ocean floor or major landslides into the ocean. It occurs any time of the year, day, or night. Tsunamis can destroy human life and cause devastating effect on insects, animals, plants, and natural resources.
These are the natural signs of an approaching tsunami. An earthquake is felt, then an unusual sea level will change. The seawater will suddenly retreat or rises. Lastly, you will hear a rumbling sound of approaching wave.
What to do before a tsunami? Reduce risk before tsunami happens. Identify the nearest highest spot from your place and find out the best route to get there. Get your family and community involved in developing an evacuation plan. Communicate and practice this plan regularly. Prepare an emergency bag filled with first aid, clean water, shoes, torch, money, radio, or gadgets. Build a community's early warning system to announce any disaster possibility.
Before a tsunami, we should always remember DPP. It is to determine the area where you are living and the possible risks. We should also plan where we will evacuate and to practice some drills in their routes.
What to do during a tsunami? First, you will take cover and protect yourself from the earthquake. Then move to a higher ground as far inland as possible. Then avoid downed power lines and buildings and bridges that could fall during an aftershock. Lastly, tune in for radio or TV emergency information.
After a tsunami, contact professionals to rescue others. Many people have been killed or injured trying to rescue others. Next, help those who require special assistance. Avoid disaster areas and buildings surrounded by water. Register to Red Cross and Well website or call 911 to let the family know you are safe.
By knowing these precautionary measures and being prepared, together we can make other people aware about the causes and resolutions for this kind of geologic events and natural disasters.
Our suggestions for the government regarding the mitigation of the effects of this geological event.
Instead of using country's funds on such trivial things and not so much important proposal projects, we suggest that the government should allocate enough money or bigger funds regarding the things or equipment needed for natural disasters and its precautionary measures, as well as the allocated money should be divided accordingly as mentioned in the following.
Search and rescue equipment, first aid kits to give away and required for every household, especially the disaster prone areas. Build evacuation centers, each for every kind of natural disasters, like evacuation center for typhoons, evacuation center for tsunamis, and etc. Money for rebuild, money for rebuilding and rehabilitation for the damage dealt by the recent natural disaster. Money for relief goods to give away to people who are affected by the recent natural disaster.
Practice and execute regularly the combined two approaches, top-down approach and bottom-up approach. for a better and effective CBDRM or community-based disaster risk reduction management. And lastly, they should ratify and improve the government's safety protocols and disaster preparedness activity or plan. This is a question. Do you also agree on our suggestions for the government? Or there is something you want to change or add as well? Please comment in the comment box below.